Hello, everybody, and welcome to my second live stream on here about WandaVision. It's gonna be like a sort of thing. It's gonna be about WandaVision episode 3 review, and it's gonna be about other stuff. So, hello, everybody that's in the audience. That's in there. Um, we have some guests on tonight. We have a newcomer here. We have He is one of our new brothers and comrades over here. I'd like to bring him on. Hello.
Hello, how you all doing?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm alright. Very tired. A busy day,
tired.
but yeah.
You tired and stuff? Yeah. Yeah, I know, because I've already done like one other stream this morning, so yeah. That's the reason why I was late doing this one. So welcome, and yeah, just want to make this clear. This is your first time on here, right? So
Yeah. To be honest, it's my first time on a YouTube panel. To be honest, I just stream on Twitch, just playing video games on Twitch. But this is my first venture into the YouTube fandom menace.
Well, that's awesome, man. I'm glad I could have you on here. As you know, we have other people too. So
yeah.
Thank you for coming. And now we're gonna bring on the ninja. That's an awesome night. What's up, ninja?
Thanks for the great welcome, Jed. Much appreciated. Very happy to be here, and we'll be talking about WandaVision. I'm going to give a little quick spoiler on this one. I very much so dislike this show, so I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, well, see. Here's the thing. I know that here, unlike other streams where everybody has to agree, not the Fandom Menace or other streams. Yeah. I know people aren't going to agree, so that's what's good. We don't all have to agree.
Yep.
So
cool.
Yeah. Okay. And then I have my right hand man that helps me run things, Retro Dicky.
Hail the chat and hail to all the panel. Thanks everyone for being here. Nice one.
Well, thank you for being here, brother. You're always, like I do say, you are my right hand man on here. Well, and then I would say, like, Lee is the left hand, so
we need problem being. Where is he?
Okay, here. This is how I'm gonna solve this problem. Ninja, go talk about what they were gonna say about Doctor Who and about with Retro, and I'm gonna see if I can get a hold of Lee.
Sure, no problem. So
yeah, you and Retro talk about that.
Yeah. Before the show, I was asking Retro about what he thought, what was his thoughts and opinions on the alleged rumor and possible joining of the show by John Bishop, and just wanted to figure out what he thought about that one.
I think he's just been brought in to fill a gap. It sounds like I don't think he's going to be there full time. I can't see how he can be if he's going to be doing other stuff in between. Mm-hmm. So I think he might just have a small part in it for a while,
right?
And he might disappear off. I think I'm probably in the same line as what Noel was thinking about it, to be honest.
Right. Do you think he would have made a good Doctor?
Well, again, I've only known him really from seeing him do his act. Possibly. I really couldn't say because I haven't seen him do enough sort of serious sort of stuff to make a judgment call on that, to be honest. I mean, look how many sort of comedians we've seen do serious parts. I mean, they absolutely, they take your breath away. With some of them I've seen over the years, they've been absolutely fantastic, and it's with good emotion, good heart. There's some brilliant comedians out there who can pull off like the serious role.
Yes, absolutely.
But I think we're going to have to wait and see. But again, if I'm going to be forced to watch series 13, it's gonna be under duress, definitely. But,
Yeah.
Okay. I think we're all gonna have to be forced to
it's going to
watch
be under
series
duress
13.
because I dropped out after series 11. I tried and I tried to watch it. I mean, I'm a massive Doctor Who fan, as you can well gather.
Yes.
I've been a fan since the classic, and I was absolutely made up when it came back in 2005, and we got New Who.
Yeah.
And I was there all the way up until Peter Capaldi's Generation, and then I remember saying to me friends when Jodie Whittaker was mentioned, I just said, well, this is either going to make or break. And sadly, my opinion, it's been the latter.
Yeah.
But it's taken like 3 years, and it's utterly decimated the show. The writing has been utterly abysmal, and the acting, apart from Bradley Walsh, has been utterly appalling. And the stories, there are no stories. It's just force-fed.
Would you think that Bradley Walsh might have been a better Doctor after everything that we've seen now?
I think Bradley Walsh would have been a complete better Doctor.
Yeah.
And just one thing for the people that are out there in the audience, we're waiting for another member before we start talking about Wanda. I know it says WandaVision episode 3 review, but I want to hopefully get our other member in here before we start talking about that. So this is why we're talking about Doctor Who till he gets here. So
we're padding time. We're just killing time till clobbering times comes, you know?
Yeah, we're killing time till Clobby comes on. So because I know there's gonna be some like Ninja and Clobby are, you know. I'm saving that.
Well, unfortunately, I'm the odd one out because I am not a comic aficionado, so I'm gonna, you know me, I'm gonna get stuff wrong. I'll tell you that. I love me superhero movies though. I love me superhero movies. Love me sci-fi. You know, thrillers, all that type of thing, and I love all me retro TV series, movies as well. You know me, I've got. Well, I was telling you the other day, like about the amount of box sets I've got of all the old classic TV shows, and you know, definitely got to sit down and go through a few of them for watch-alongs. Definitely, plenty of them to go through.
I'm the same, to be honest. Movies, TV shows, didn't really read much comics. I'm slowly starting to read comics, but not really. I know I read a bit around for this live stream about the House of M and things like that, just to get a bit of a grasp on the events of the show.
Bit of a background to it.
I gave Ash a head up, so he was able to like, I'm gonna go watch these, and just like you did too. Retro, when you're like, I'll knock out all 3 of these.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, I've watched all the movies. Again, I mean, I've watched all the DC stuff as well, and I used to love the old. I don't know if you remember. I'm showing my age from that far back. The Hanna-Barbera, like Batman. And stuff like that. You know, I loved all that.
My favorite was when they did Scooby-Doo with Batman. That was awesome.
Yeah, the crossovers.
The crossovers.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? I'm just going to throw this one out there to you. You know that the budget for WandaVision is 150 million. So that is 30 million more than The Mandalorian. What do you make of that?
We talked about that this morning on Rhino's channel when I was there, and we were like, I'm loving it. I'm hooked so far, but I want more, and I'm hoping we'll get more.
Yeah.
Do you think it's 150 million worth with what you've seen so far?
Okay, honestly, and this is me being I do like the show, but honestly, not yet. Even though I do like the show, but my hope is that, and I said this after the third episode, I said it's gonna pick up because I have that sense. Because to be honest, there's a ton of comic book stuff in the show,
right?
Okay.
You need to hit the ground running, though. I feel, and I feel
they
that,
do after this third. And I said this after this third episode because you need to after this third episode they just need to 0 to 60, just fucking knock it out of the park,
But here's the thing, Jed. Like I don't know whether you've seen it, but the Dark Crystal was something. I've always liked Jim Henson stuff.
Oh yeah.
And when I seen the trailer for that, and I have to say, it gripped me within the first episode. And we know it's a completely different series. But that to me is what Marvel needed to do with this show. I was 2 episodes in, and I was flat out disinterested in the 2 episodes. I mean, they were 22-minute episodes. They felt like 40. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They really do. They're slow. I'll be honest with you. I'm obviously younger. I wouldn't be having grown up with the Hanna-Barbera stuff. So the likes of the old-timey kind of sitcom vibe in it, I absolutely them. Like, I can't stand them. I don't like canned laughter. I'm a person that doesn't like the TV show Friends. So to me, it's all things that don't ring my bell. Now, I can understand if somebody else likes that sort of stuff because that's what they grew up at, and it's very nostalgic, and I understand that. But I think for me, I would have liked the show to hit the ground running from episode 1. It's going to be something else.
Yeah. No way.
I think here's my thing, because I will say this: the show isn't for normies. It really isn't.
No.
That's the reason why so many people are getting confused and they don't know what's going on. But here I am. I'm the one over in the corner, like, I know what's going on. I know it's gonna happen. And so far, I've been right. They haven't proved me wrong yet, but it could change next week.
What's curious is the deep cuts that they've gone in with on this series, because it's something that they haven't done on the movies. I mean, look at all the stuff that they haven't done on movies. I mean, Tony Stark's alcoholism, various different things in terms of some of the superheroes' fates and how that drives them. You know what I mean? Like, look at, say, for example, Daredevil. I'm curious as well, is the Jewish fate going to play a big part with Moon Knight, because that's such an intrinsic part to him, And for me, I don't know if they're going to go into those deep cuts going forward. They haven't done it so far, and now they're starting to kind of do that. And I'm curious where it's going to go. And I think Falcon and the Winter Soldier is going to be one for me that I hope it's going to be like a Jason Bourne series. I hope that that's the vibe that they're going with. But I think it's quite strange that all of a sudden now they're going with deep cuts and Easter eggs and references. I think that's quite interesting. Sorry, Singh, I cut across you there. But
one thing right here. We got our last member to the group. He just joined. It's clobbering time!
Yo!
Hey, Chloe.
Hey, everyone.
I'm not talking to you because you're a Snyder hater. I'm not doing it.
My only problem with that remark is you said a Snyder hater. No, I'm the original. One and only. There's no bigger Snyder. Now, not the person, naturally. His filthy, horrible, talentless, hack-ass filmmaking stuff. But I still love you, brother, because, man, you got a great channel, Ninja Knight, and you are the man.
I love you too.
You are the man. And I would like to talk to you about that sometime, but you could ask Jed. I've been doing this. I'm to the point now where, man, the argument is so old. I'm sure you know that. It's like, man, I just throw my hands up and say, sure, he's the best, whatever, man. Yeah. Even the kid getting beat up. Of course, that's a total lie. I love arguing.
So, Mark, we got a newbie on the panel. I don't know if you see him. We have somebody that hasn't been here before. Esh.
Yep. Nice to meet you. Yeah.
Dickie.
We popped his YouTube cherry today.
Excellent. Sorry, again, I'm so sorry.
And I'll say it again. Please don't say it like that.
Again, I'm proud to be here. I'm so sorry it was late, everyone. But again, what a distinguished panel.
I just got Ninja and Retro to talk, and Ninja's and I will always say this: Ninja knows. Ninja's got that stuff down. Like you know.
Oh,
Retro has it down too. You know.
Well, Ninja scares the hell out of me with all the stuff he knows. I'm going to forget stuff, and he's going to know it. I'm going to feel like a dumbass, man. I tell you.
Oh yeah, they were. I think I kind of scared.
I think I'm the one in the corner with the dunce's cap.
Yeah, I think I kind of scared Lethal and them this morning because I was just blabbering nonstop. Because they were awful quiet today. I was just like mile minute mouth. So
good to be here. We were patting time anyways as he came along, clobbering.
Yeah.
You should. Yeah. You didn't have
we
to do
were
that,
we were
Thank
right
you.
into the main finale where we got Mr. Thing versus Hulk coming up versus this, you know.
Well, I love me a Thing Hulk fight.
Yeah. So, okay, let's. I don't want to make this for everybody out there that's seen this. Everybody's seen all the episodes, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. So
let's go through them.
Okay. I am gonna say this to the stream out there. There will be spoilers. I did say this. Well, I gotta put that in the title next time. I'm still new to this, so I'm just like. So I warn you, if you have not watched the third episode, or if you don't care, go ahead and watch that. If not, pause the broadcast, come back, and come watch it again, because we always like that too. Yeah, so once enough. I say that, everybody, go ahead. I'm gonna come out with the interesting hit first. Ninja, you're first. So tell me. See, I know this one. Get this one started. Ninja, you start. Tell us what you thought about WandaVision episode 3.
Well, like I've said to you earlier on, it's not a series that I'm a big fan of. It's very difficult to watch it in terms of I don't like canned laughter, and I think I've already started off on the show because it's a limited sort of cast. I think that's already kind of sort of scuppered my expectations. There are two characters that are played by two very bland actors, in my opinion. Episode 2 really showed Paul Bettany in a different light, and I think that was quite good. But I think it's a series, for me, it's a series that's it's nearly self-gratifying. This isn't a series I didn't think that needed 8 episodes with a $150 million budget for two characters that I think most people don't care about. It's a character I find that's interesting when she has her father that's involved in Magneto. I think the fact that Magneto's not involved is, detrimental towards the plot. But I think overall, the third episode, was better than the first 2, 100%.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. But here, I will say this. They may throw a curveball and actually bring Magneto in. Because I heard rumor, and this is just rumors, so I don't say this is actual fact. I'm saying it now, rumors, that they're going to bring Quicksilver back.
Well, there is a big rumor that they have signed on Evan Peters, and then they signed on Aaron Tyler Johnson. So it's possible that they are going to appear. But I find, I'll just tell you guys, because you guys probably have seen it on my Twitter, I had a brief conversation with Rob Liefeld, and I had said to him, I want to see Cable back, and he was like, yeah, Josh is all for it, we're going to do Deadpool 3. And then I seen a subsequent tweet from him, and he was like, I wish someone would fight to have the X-Men in the MCU the way I can with Deadpool, which says to me that they have very little plans for the X-Men going forward for quite a time, which is very strange given the fact that, how interested people are. And I think that the further they're trying to move away from a certain timeline, they want to alter Magneto radically. And I think, unfortunately, we might not see him as their father within this MCU. And that's quite unusual.
Yeah, like I said, I've been like you said earlier, before Clavi got here, they held off on like all the Easter eggs and everything else. Yep. But in WandaVision in how do you call it? Series 4?
Phase 4, yeah.
On Phase 4, they started it off right away, and I was like, that's what I've been wanting them to do for 3 phases. I wanted heavy comic book reference. I wanted it to do like that. And I'm not complaining because I love it.
Yeah.
It's just, I worry a little bit because they're going really heavily and they never done this before. So I'm thinking maybe they're like, and I have seen this. They are watching to see the reaction because they're kind of getting the same reaction Luke had a little bit, not too much, that Luke had when he showed up.
Yeah.
Because all the people are like, wow, you guys actually went comic book for once. And instead of all these jinky outfits and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
I have my problems with the MCU outfits too. So
yeah, I don't like, and there's an awful lot about the MCU that I don't like, and I think it's unusual that they've started to do it now. But I don't think nothing is a coincidence, and I think when you look at the decline in comic book sales themselves, and I think the company are well aware that I think the publishing arm of Marvel is going to be closed within a year or two.
I think DC and Marvel won't last too.
They're going to fall. I mean, they've cancelled. They've cancelled Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is, I would say, at its height of popularity within the MCU. They've cancelled his comic book. I mean,
whoa! Wait about this one. Me and Clavy said something about this yesterday. They're turning Captain Marvel into Doctor Strange.
Oh no way!
Yeah.
Oh
we were talking about this yesterday.
That's unbelievable.
She's gonna have his powers basically because she was doing the horns and stuff while he does when he does.
My God.
And yeah, there's a picture of it. Bobby, can you see if you can find that picture?
I will take a look. I've not seen a picture, but yeah, that does. She'll be the bestest ever at Magic now.
So they're going to pivot forward into Doctor Strange, right?
Let's see.
It was. Hey, Charlotte. Oh, wait. Look who we got in the chat. Hey, Charlotte.
Hey,
Charlotte, did you watch WandaVision? I just want to say, see if she wanted to come on.
Yeah, but I think that the MCU now is going to be in full flow. And you know what's really interesting is, I don't know whether you guys saying it, but you obviously know what happens with the Captain America mantle going forward.
Oh yeah. Well, that should have went to Bucky in the first place. I don't like Falcon.
Well, I think when you're hearing the rumors of Chris Evans coming back, and the way Disney have bent the knee to a certain place, isn't it interesting? Talking of floating the idea of him coming back. I don't think Sam Wilson's tenure is going to be very long. I really don't.
I would rather have Bucky Cap than Falcon Cap. I liked Bucky.
Steve Rogers is Captain America in the story.
Yeah, I know, but you know how they're screwing around.
Well, Jed and Clobbering, I've said it before. If you're setting up the MCU the way they have done, and with the untimely passing as well too of Chadwick Boseman, which was terrible, I don't think there's a better person to step into the role of Black Panther than Bucky Barnes.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you on that. But they're not gonna do that because he's
his annoying sister, like in the comic.
He's a wish guy, as we could say, without getting in trouble.
Hey, I can't find anything about that. What you're talking about with Captain Marvel? I remember you mentioning it to me, becoming Doctor Strange. So you'd have to tell me how to look for it.
Oh, let me go and see if I.
See if you can find it. I can't really find it.
You guys chat along yourselves, and I'll see if I can find it.
Certainly.
Well, my argument for Bucky as Black Panther is because he's so damaged in terms of being Captain America. I mean, no one's going to take him as Captain America due to the way that the news within the media within the MCU have portrayed him so far and the things he's been up to. But I think when you look at even Civil War and you time it all the way back to that, the link between him and the Panther is so much there. And then at the end of the movie, then he goes to Wakanda to be kind of reconfigured. Then the Wakandans then actually hand them vibranium in an arm. I mean, it's very clearly said by Ulysses Claw that they just do not hand vibranium to anybody. So the fact that they handed it to Bucky shows that they entrust him so much. I don't think there's a better person that could inhabit the role than Bucky Barnes at the moment in time. And I think rather than giving him the Cap mantle right now, I think him as the Panther would be the way to go forward. He's a bona fide star. People like Sebastian Stan. And I think what you could do is you could do maybe a movie with him as the Panther on the run with Shuri, and then maybe if you wanted to do within the third movie, get him to hand the mantle over. Essentially have him like the War Machine bodyguard for a movie, and then hand the mantle over then to her in the third one, because we all know that that's coming. But I think Marvel are going to pivot on this one. They're not going to recast T'Challa. They've already said that. So it's going to be, are they going to do a Killmonger thing where they just have another individual come in and be like, surprise, I'm an illegitimate son, and I'm now a legitimate son. I can be the king of Wakanda and take up the mantle. I don't know what way they do this going forward, but I think it would be madness of them not to use Buggy Barnes in the role. I think it would be a masterstroke.
I don't disagree with that necessarily, but we both know it's impossible.
Oh yeah, no, I know for the I mean, look, when I posted the video on it, there was a couple of people that were like, oh, they can't do that. And I was like, why not? I mean, they've altered other mantles, you know what I mean? And for the reasoning behind which I said, now I understand fully people would absolutely screech about it. But I think when you look at it with logic and reason, I don't think there's a better person than Barnes. I really don't.
They would never do that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't, like I said, I don't necessarily disagree with it. I never actually thought about Barnes as Black Panther, but I think it's better just to let the thing go and then recast him later. They won't do that. I mean, T'Challa is the only Black Panther I'll ever recognize, but I'm just that way about it. I don't like legacy characters usually.
Yeah. Hey, Klobby, how do I put this on a stream on my phone? I
screen share.
Okay. Well, here I put it in the private chat. Can you do it? And I'll just allow it so you can do it.
See if I can find it for you. All right, sure. Let's see here.
Do I gotta like?
Okay. Oh my God.
Do I gotta like check something so you can do it?
Empowers the spring. What?
Yeah, look at that.
No, I think I can do it. Let's see here. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad, dude. It's bad.
Now you have to. You see where it popped up there?
God.
Let me see where. I don't see anything where it popped up.
This makes no sense.
It didn't pop up.
No, I didn't see anything pop up.
I'm trying to. I don't. It won't let me. Let's see.
Oh, here. Let me do this.
You have to hit add to stream probably on it.
Okay.
Are you not seeing it below?
No, I'm not. Here, let me see this.
It's not
Is it
letting
in
me.
private chat?
Well, I went to it in private. I linked it, but I did the whole thing with the screen share, and it's showing at the bottom of my screen, but it's not coming on your screen thingy.
Here, I'll do. Here, I think I gotta do this. Here,
I think you have to share it
here. Okay. Okay, do that. See if that'll work. Because I checked another button there.
No.
Automatically add shared screens to stream.
It's not working? Because I did hit the screen share thingy. All right, let me try it again. Home tab. Vamp. Well, I mean, it's kind of showing at the bottom of my screen, but it doesn't let me share it to your screen. I don't know why, buddy. I've never done this as a guest. I've only done it on my show.
Yeah, I don't know.
And you can't use the share screen?
Not on the phone.
Oh crap! Well, I'm sorry.
Are you on the phone? Are you?
If anyone else wants to give it a try, maybe you can. I can't.
Yeah, let me know. Can you, Ninja? Can you do that? Because I know you're.
I can read the stupid article if you want.
Yeah.
Share your screen now. I think it's only the person that's running the stream.
Yeah. It's CBR, so expects stupidity. But
yeah, that's the reason why I was like, yeah.
Captain Marvel gets a new costume and power.
Oh wait! I think let me see. Background.
Captain Marvel Comics has debuted a new costume instead of superpowers for Captain Marvel. I'm sorry, I can't read it in a serious voice.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sorry. It really. She looks sort of like.
Oh, damn.
It's Doctor Strange, dude. Like,
did he say she's Doctor Strange? I gotta see it in here.
Well, look at that. It's totally
all new costume and powers for Carol Danvers. Hey, she's got long hair again. She looks like a woman. I can't have that.
Yeah.
And the art makes her look like a woman. Oh my God, some toxic man. No, I take it back. Below the midsection, she still looks like a boy. I'm sorry. Marvel releases solicitations on April 2021. Yeah, like you're gonna be in business that long. Which featured a cover for Captain Marvel number 28. They made it that far? Wow. Way to go, guys. Artist Marco, whatever his name is, it shows Carol Danvers with a new version of her Captain Marvel costume. She's got some kind of cloak and crap. Underneath a dark hooded robe, Carol is also displaying mystical powers she will acquire while training with Marvel's Sorcerer Supreme, Doctor Strange, that horrible toxic male scumbag.
Yeah, it's bad.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
so,
it's not cool. It's not
okay,
cool.
Ninja.
You know?
It's
not good going forward because like Marvel's in a very precarious position now at the moment that they've hired so many people that are causing issues that there's no way back for them now. And I honestly think that indie comics is going to be the way forward, and I think you're going to see a resurgence and a renaissance with create your own stuff. And I think you're not going to see some of these big characters again. Like, I mean, we're already hearing about DC talking about licensing out some of their characters like Marvel did when they nearly went bust. And I think it's going to happen again. Marvel are going to license these characters out. I mean, look at Sony, the moves that Sony are making. Like, Sony are not concerned at all. They're like, yeah, okay, we'll push Morbius back to 2022. You know? So, like, that's ultimately what we're going to get, you know?
They pushed it back that far? Wow.
Yeah, 2022, the whole year. They're like, yeah, we'll push it back, no problem. And I mean, that goes to show the position they're in. They're also talking about bringing Andrew Garfield back for Amazing Spider-Man 3, which, I'll be honest, has me hyped. I can't wait for that one. I think that if they pull that one off, I'd be delighted. I think he's the best Spider-Man that we've gotten in live action, personally.
That always fascinates me how many people are how divided that issue is about the cinematic Spider-Man.
I like Toby.
So many Toby people. You do hear a few like Ninja. I do know some Andrew people, and I guess there are Tom people out there. I'm not really big on any of them that much. I mean, I just hated Andrew's movies. I think they were horrible.
Yeah,
but I like him. I thought he was a good casting. He looks like Peter Parker from right out of Ditko.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, so I had no problem with him. But then Tom Holland, I think he's fine, but I just hate the Iron Spider Boy crap. Just me.
Yeah. I think with Clobbering Times, I think with you, maybe it might be the tone. I mean, the Amazing Spider-Man films, in my opinion, are a similar tone to the Zack Snyder ones in that they're very self-aware, they're very modern, and I think that they're also then like, you have a hero that doubts themselves. I know for a lot of people growing up with the comics, it was, very much so heroes that were full of belief and, I suppose happier times, whereas now it's a little bit more different, there is that exploration into the hero doubting themselves and bad things happening. And I think what happened at the Amazing Spider-Man 2 was, I think when Gwen Stacy was killed, that knocked an awful lot of people for six. I don't think a lot of normies realised that happened in the comics. And I think the fact that they cut the Mary Jane Watson story from Amazing Spider-Man 2 probably didn't help because, I think people just seen that movie and they were like, oh my God, what a downer. But then they didn't realise then, like, the heroicism and the heroicness of Peter at the end when he does suit back up as Spider-Man and he gives the hope. I mean, I think that's a scene that's gravely overlooked when that kid stands up to the Rhino in the Spider-Man costume. Right. That's Spider-Man. And then when he turns up and he's like, let me take it over. And I'm like, that's Spider-Man right there. And I don't think that has been put on screen ever before. And I think that nailed it. I also think Sally Field was an incredible Aunt May. I think you can feel she's like your mother in that you feel that care that comes from her. That it's like your mother worrying. She knows that you're doing something that you're not supposed to do, and there's kind of an in sort of secret between that. And I think that Sally Field gives an amazing performance.
I did like Sally Field as Aunt May. I don't like Marissa Tomei as
actually. It wasn't the tone at all. Not for me, not with these films. It was basically leaving certain key things out and basically screwing up the villain so badly. I mean, Electro was horrible. Right. I don't like the way they handled Lizard at all. I don't like the way they handled Gwen Stacy's death. And yet, I like Andrew, and I could not agree with you more, Ninja, on that ending. Although Rhino looked horrible, even though I like the acting.
Yeah.
Rhino and all that bullshit about Oscorp being responsible. Yeah. I hate all of that kind of garbage. And stuff with Peter's parents. I hate that crap. But that last scene is one of my favorite scenes of any Spider-Man movie ever. It's when incredible. It's beautiful. And then, of course, they say, you like this? Goodbye. It's over.
That's what hurt the most, I think, was like that. That was a lovely and beautiful way to finish it. And I was like, that is Spider-Man, He's that hero that gets you up in the morning. You know, he's like, okay, you know, you've had a bad day, let's keep motoring through it. And I mean, that was to me was so iconic in my mind. I do agree with you in terms of the villains. I do think that they let themselves down, but I think when you look at, say, the first Spider-Man and you hear how much was cut from Kurt Connors' story, I mean, some beautiful stuff in there. Like, I mean, the fact that he couldn't play football, you know, American football with his son because he had one arm. Incredible way, you know, to look at things when that's why he wanted to regrow the arm. And then particularly, I think that they actually, with the story with him, they wanted to say that he was in the military and he lost the arm in the military. And I was like, there's so many steps within that villain's role that could have been so good, but Sony interfered and they would like remove that, make him a cheesy kind of cardboard cutout villain. You know,
that's the thing that frustrates me about Sony. Absolutely. They rip the characters apart where they don't have any essence of character whatsoever.
But as far as tone is concerned, mopey, no, that's perfect for Spider-Man. Just doesn't work for Superman. It's not every character should be a mopey, self-absorbed little.
Well, Peter's always been kind of mopey.
Spider-Man is the essence of the. I mean, that's where the mopey superhero started.
Yeah.
Although Ditko wasn't big on it later, but it was still a lot of that pathos and things. That is quintessential Spider-Man. So for him, it works. You don't want to want it for every hero. They're all different. But yes,
I think with Superman. To pinpoint on your comment there about Superman, and it's not about Superman, I think when we've seen the Donner Superman, okay, which is ultimately happy and nothing gets him down. We've seen the Smallville Superman where he is another guy that's very optimistic throughout the whole series. You get into the Dean Cain Superman, which is something I quite liked as well, but then you move forward and you have to say, what avenues can we go with this guy? And I think the fact that the first movie, particularly Man of Steel, was about him harnessing his powers and really getting an understanding of them, I think was a big part of the story for me that I really liked. I think in BVS, they did expand on that, particularly in Clark's role. When you look at the Ultimate Edition, you know, it works into the journalism horrible stuff. But for me, I was like, it makes Superman a more compelling character rather than this do-gooder. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I don't find Captain America interesting in the MCU whatsoever. I don't think there's anything there with that character.
The only time I found him interested was in the first movie, and that was kind of
great Winter Soldier.
The first movie was. Yeah,
but even in Winter Soldier, I liked Winter Soldier and Falcon more than Cap. He was just too cardboard cutout for me, and I was just like, well, that's
I don't agree with that. I think he's supposed to be somewhat stoic, but I don't necessarily buy into that. But on Superman, Superman is not just a guy with powers that punches things. He's a set of values, and he is a certain character. You could say I'm fine with them screwing Superman over and changing him into that. It's fine. It's just not Superman anymore. Snyder. He admitted it up front. I don't like Superman. I think he's a dork. I don't respect him. Then he proved it with 2 horrible movies that were full of bastardization of the character for me. So again, if you're fine with him doing that to the character, we don't have an argument because there's no argument. It's just that's not Superman. Donner respected Superman. Snyder didn't. So, but that's just movies, man. He's a comic book character to me first.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
But again, that man, sorry about that. I'm sorry, Ninja. That's one of my buttons. That is an original Star Trek are 2 of my biggest buttons. Absolutely.
I mean, look, you know your stuff, and I mean, it's like me saying, well, I like a certain version of it. It might be a version that I've grown up. I know people will adamantly defend Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man. I absolutely am repulsed by those 3 movies, but there's a lot of people out there that love them, and I totally respect that. I mean, I think everyone likes them, and that's great. There's people like you said there that like the Tom Holland movies. I think that they're woeful, but I mean, like, it is what it is.
You got to come on with me sometime and talk. I will. I'd love to have you on, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I'm that old. I remember the original TV series.
Me too.
Spider-Man.
Nicholas Hammond. I've had him on my show before. Nice dude.
Yeah, used to watch that as a kid.
The animated series was great.
Oh God, the original. Yeah. But look, we probably agree on a lot more than we disagree on. Ninja, that's for sure.
Well, and besides, I love that. I do want to see this, the Ninja. Thank you for being here, Ninja.
Yep.
Do you have anything? Because I know you need to pop off to go do some stuff.
Yeah, I just need to pop off. It's been one of those days where it's just a little bit busy now come the evening and I have to do a bit around, so unfortunately I have to go. It's been great.
I do your shout outs, do whatever you need to promote. What are you going to be do any streams or any videos or anything coming out?
Yeah, so I have a couple of videos in the pipeline. I'm a channel that kind of talks about anything and everything. I'm obviously from Ireland, so we will be talking and discussing about things that are going on in Ireland. There's some issues that are happening here in the country that I like to highlight and let people know about. I also like talking about action figures, video games, movies, TV series, you name it. I'll talk about it, sports, the whole lot. So I just want to say a big thank you as well too to Jed for having me on. And I'm absolutely delighted to be with one of the guests here this evening as well. You're all fantastic guys. It's great talking, and I'm sure I'll be back very much soon. And
yeah, you're welcome anytime you want, brother.
I love your channel, man. By the way, I watch it all the time. It's fantastic. Please subscribe to
Ninja. Yeah, subscribe to Ninja, please.
And make sure you awesome. Guys subscribe to everybody here as well too. So really appreciate that. Okay, talk to you soon, lads.
All right,
okay,
man.
Brother.
Take care, my friend.
See ya.
Sure. Bye-bye.
Cheers, dude.
Ish, what did you we'll go to our newest member of the panel right here. Ish, what did you think of WandaVision?
I loved it. Like it was like I was messaging you on Twitter. I was saying after the first 2 episodes, it wasn't quite for me. I know you were hooked, you were ready for every single episode from day one, and I wasn't feeling it after the first 2. Probably because of the slow start. I mean, we did have little tidbits of information of the bigger picture, but after episode 3, with what happened in that, and we got more of we learned, not really learned, but we had more sword activity, and that leads to the sword agency under Nick Fury and the sword station with the scrolls and all that stuff. So the bigger picture is starting to come slowly in, and especially the dialogue between, and I've forgotten the names of the characters, but it was that woman and the black guy, the neighbor.
We think she's Agatha. I mean, Clubby, do that. I brain farted right there.
Yeah, well, maybe it was like the dialogue that they had, and they were when Vision went to speak to them, they were being all secretive, and when Vision asked them, the guy was about to tell them, she was like, "No, don't." So I was watching a Emergency Awesome video about it, and he was basically saying like she definitely knows everything that's going on. It's like
I know she knows. Like she's dropped hints throughout the whole show. And I like that message you sent me too. You're like, yeah, I'm in now.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like after today's episode or this week's episode, I'm hooked. I want the next one already. And it's like the point I think Ninja made earlier about the show being $150 million. I think that I can see the budget. I can see it's worth that, because from what it looks like with the length of the episodes, it feels like a movie that's been cut into segments rather than separate episodes have been made. Even though they've got episodic structure, it feels like a movie. It's got the quality, the acting, the CG of a movie. So even though there's not much CG in it at the moment, you can definitely tell the budget is there to back it up.
Yeah. But here's the thing about this, and Ninja did point this out. They're getting more for this than the Mandalorian did get.
Yeah.
So it's just...
Well, maybe we don't know just yet because we're towards the start end of the show. Maybe the next few episodes, maybe towards the end of the show, there's much more CG and we'll be able to see where the budget's gone. I mean, a lot of the budget will go to hair and makeup just for Vision, or is that just screen capture and then the image tracking with a mask on? I'm not fully sure how they do Vision's makeup, but if it is full red paint for every single episode, I'm guessing a lot of the budget will go towards that as well.
Yeah, that's a big budget.
Yeah, definitely
for 20-something minutes.
Oh yeah, and here's the thing that it bothers me a bit that 7 was it? What did Lethal say this morning? It was 7 minutes. They said anywhere from 6 to 8 minutes worth of credits. I think if that's what he said.
That annoyed me a lot. Like how when you look at the runtime on Disney Plus, it's like 35 minutes, but when you get actually into it, it's only like 25 to 30 minutes of actual screen time and then 5 minutes of credits. I mean, I understand that there's a lot that goes into a Disney production. They have loads of resources, so the credits are going to be long. But just make. I think it all comes down to, because this show is so popular and it ties in to the wider cinematic universe. And it's just like a jigsaw piece. Everyone just wants more. Like they want to cut the episodes up and make it short. Yeah, fair enough. That's up to them what they decide to do. But as fans, we just want more. We just want to know the story. We just want to know how this fits in with the movies, because this will lead into what I'm calling the multiverse saga going forward, with Spider-Man and the next Doctor Strange and all that. So it will be interesting to see how it unfolds. And because it's a big budget Marvel production, loads of people just want more. They just want to see it. And there'll also be a lot of normies that will want to see it. You said earlier that this show's mostly for the fans. I agree with that, in the sense that there'll be a lot of comic book readers from the golden age and all those the golden era of comic books that will want to watch these for the comic references, but there'll be a lot of younger viewers. I mean, like myself. I mean, I'm very young. I was 9 years old.
We talked.
I was
about
9 years old when
morning.
the first Iron Man movie came out.
Yeah.
So so there'll be like us younger viewers that will have our childhood Marvel superhero experience will have started with the Infinity Saga. So, and then we'll get hooked, and then we'll see, oh, this movie links with this, and then this movie links with that, and it spiderwebs out, and then we'll be like, oh, okay, this is a new TV show. This links with all the movies. I really want to watch this. So you'll have your and then there'll also be like normies that'll be like, oh, everyone's talking about this. I want to see what it's about. And you'll have us young, just MCU Infinity Saga fans that'll be like, I want to watch this as well. So it all really ties. It all ties together.
Yeah,
yeah, it really does.
Absolutely.
Retro, what did you think?
Well, you'll have to excuse me, guys, because unfortunately I ain't a comic aficionado like you chaps.
We forgive you.
Yeah, you're.
But
I already know that. So.
I love my science fiction. Absolutely love my science. Love Doctor Who. Love the original Star Trek. So anything like that. Love all the anime stuff. Love all the old animated series. I've always liked my superhero films. You know, absolutely love them. Probably started way back with the old Buster Crab, Flash Gordon stuff, to be honest. But
I love that stuff.
You know, so I'm showing my age here. So it appeals to me. I actually did enjoy these three shows. They intrigued me. Okay, I can understand where some people are saying like the first one was a little slow, but for me, because I'm an old geezer, I can remember these shows that these are referencing, because the Brady Bunch, Bewitched, so I can sort of get that, because we did actually have those that they were over here in the UK, and of course I used to watch Bewitched again when I was a kid, and I actually used to like it as a kid. I used to watch it, so I can understand the concept. So whoever's done their work on the show, sort of referencing TV history, I think they've done quite a good job. I think so hats off to them for that.
Oh yeah.
And to me, I think the stories, they're definitely. I don't get all the references because, admitting, like I say, I don't understand all the bits and pieces. Like, well, you comic guys, you'll know what that's referencing. I won't, but I can still see there is something underlying there. To me, it's a multi-layered story. It's actually multi-layered, and it's not just the fact that you're just seeing like a black and white show, say from the 50s, early 60s. You can see there are other bits and pieces going on in there, and that's what drew me in. So I thought, this is interesting. I like this. It's actually required a little bit of thought, a little bit of a using of the grey cells.
Mm-hmm.
So so I got that. And I enjoyed it. It drew me in, and to say by the time we got to, you could see like where there were slips and Wanda changes the reality of what was going on.
Hmm.
So by the time you get to episode 3, you're thinking she's actually altering that reality there. If she's not happy with something, she's changing it to the way she wants it.
Okay,
So
I have a question for this, okay? Because in Lethal named them Rhino, and Lyndon brought this up this morning. I love. What did you think about the part where they were talking and Vision was about to actually find out, and all of a sudden it wasn't like how she did it in the first episode.
Yeah,
it just all of a sudden just changed.
Yeah, I like that because he was like going, no,
he was figuring it out.
Yeah, there's something wrong here, and he was about to carry on, and as you said, literally, you saw it like take a step back and then replay again with a different alternate ending. So
I think, and this is just me, I think that it was the main villain of the story.
Yeah.
So whoever, because I've said this, there's somebody over there, and I'm dollars to donuts or whatever. My money's on Mephisto. You know.
I mean, again, you saw that desk in the beginning. You see the desk with the computer monitors and everything on it. So something. They are.
Well, that's Sword keeping an eye on Wanda though.
Yeah.
So they figured out how to get her in there.
Yeah. So something underhanded is going on. So you can sense that. But again, with her powers, she's definitely able to manipulate. You can see her manipulating the realities. So something's definitely going on, and I enjoy that. To me, it was sort of.
I still think there's going to be a reverse House of M.
Yeah.
You know.
There's definitely House of M references and Mephisto references through the episodes.
Yes.
Yeah. So. Oh, and I found this one out, okay, because I was going back and I actually turned my head upside down. If you go to that toaster scene and turn your head upside down, the toaster says 666.
Didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
Didn't even notice that.
Yeah. Well, I've seen some stuff saying that that woman who knows what's happening, she's actually the devil of the universe. So
no, she's always been his helper. So,
are you talking about the one that's played by Anya from Buffy? Whatever, I forget her name.
No, I think we're talking about Agatha.
Oh, Agnes.
Agnes
on the show. The everyone thinks.
Yeah, but
Agatha Harkness.
Yeah, I think it's Agatha. So
she's a sorceress,
and she did teach Scarlet Witch what she needs to know. You know.
In her first appearance, originally she was high but in a Kirby issue of Fantastic Four, they went out to her big spooky mansion to hire Agatha Harkness to be young baby Franklin Richards' nanny. And they were attacked by the Frightful Four, and she basically wiped the floor with them.
That is an awesome issue, and I have that issue too. I love that issue in the comic. Yeah, because she has, and once again, we know they're gonna do Fantastic Four too.
Ugh, don't remind me.
Yeah, I know. We talked about this yesterday.
Yeah, don't remind me, boy.
We know they're probably gonna screw it up, but
Probably.
They probably are.
Don't use the word probably, and you hit it on the head too. They can't get it right.
They probably are. Things probably gonna, it's just gonna be bad.
Oh yeah.
So, but considering how the Captain Marvel, stuff right there was, so. Do you believe that?
Yes, it's quite believable. It is current Marvel Comics, as long as there's going to be a current Marvel Comics, anyway.
Oh, there is one good thing that besides WandaVision that came on Disney Plus, they're gonna put all the old school, Muppet Show episodes on.
Yeah, I've heard that. Nice.
So the ones back from when I was, just a wee little kid. So
you're all so young, especially Dickie.
I know. He calls me and Dickie young, but we're old.
Well, you're both younger than me, probably. So at least there's that. But oh man, we're contemporaries, Retro.
Yeah. Definitely. So yeah, I remember when stuff used to be good, and occasionally it used to be bad.
It's joked about and called me a boomer. And I was like, I'm no boomer, and my dad's a boomer though. Yeah.
No, I didn't call you a boomer. I said, "Can I call you a boomer?"
Yeah,
and you said, "Hell no."
Hey, I'm perfectly content to be being that old geek sitting on the rocket chair going, I remember in my day. But no, the sad thing is, it's actually true.
I remember my day back when Captain Marvel actually had a shape and she was actually awesome. Yeah.
You young whippersnapper.
You youngsters today don't understand. We used to walk 10 miles in the snow to the comic shop, uphill both ways.
Yeah, that's it.
I remember back in my day when the thing wasn't a transgender piece of rock. That's what they're probably gonna do.
Yeah.
They're probably gonna do that.
That's right.
Well, the thing is with all this like transgender stuff and all the gay, lesbian stuff in modern media, my take on it is there's a right way and a wrong way to do it.
Yeah, there is.
Star Trek Discovery Season 3. Oh. Well, Star Trek Discovery is called STD for a reason.
Yeah.
But in Season 3, there's a lot of like my pronoun this, my pronoun that. The right way to do this stuff is The Expanse. I absolutely love The Expanse.
Yeah. See,
not
it's
just
a good dude. He knows what's up. Like, yeah.
not just for the story, but the fact that there's a very diverse cast in both ethnicity and sexuality, but they don't make a big deal of it. It's just there. And everyone just accepting of it. That's part of why I love that show so much. And that's the right way to do it. They have two characters interact, and it just so happens that they're gay, but they don't make a deal of it. They just carry on with the story.
It's not like Batwomen. Yeah. It's not like Batwomen where in the first 10 to 30 seconds, hey, I'm a lesbian.
Yeah, with Batwoman, I just gave up after the first episode. I just thought of season 1. I just thought it was boring and bland.
Like, do I really need to know that? Can't you just,
And when I heard that she came out as lesbian later on in the first season, I was like, why?
That's kind of like, I don't want to see this. Supergirl was bad, but it got really bad later on. I
agree with that.
The episode that I just tapped out on was when they had Dream on there, and it just went. I was just like, no, I'm tapping out. I've been here this long, but Supergirl made me finally tap out. Like, I was just like, damn, just I can't, man. when they totally screwed over the Legion of Superheroes. You don't screw over the Legion, man.
Oh,
right, Clovey?
Don't mess with my Legion. You know that's a soft spot.
I know, right? I just the way they're disrespecting everything.
Daniel Leach is here. Welcome.
Hey, dude.
Daniel. Hey there. But yeah, man. It was an interesting episode. Did it advance much? I don't know. Yeah, I think it's kind of static, like in line with the first two. Very entertaining and fun.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Nick.
No, I was going to say, I'm agreeing with you, sir. I mean,
I'm saying
it's
this.
It's slow burn. It is slow burn.
I'm going to need a little bit more next time, though. I mean,
I'm saying this right now. If it doesn't pick up after this next episode, like big time, people are going to drop off. This is me being realistic because they're 3 episodes in. Okay.
And then
that will be in there's 9 episodes. So if after the 4th episode, that's half of the episodes right there.
Right.
They're gonna lose people after this next episode if they don't give the gusto.
See, something I was saying last night was this. I think when you and I were talking. In a movie, you're a captive audience, you go in, you know you're gonna be there 2 hours or 2+ hours, whether it's a Marvel film or what have you. And so you're going, okay, whatever they're doing, you're sitting still for it, right? So unless you walk out of the theater, which happens sometimes, you're going to go, all right, I like Marvel movies enough, so I'm going to sit with them like Doctor Strange, which I really thought was excellent. It's not super fast moving, but it does a good job of setting up, doing the origin and stuff, and you're willing to wait for the big payoff because I like that one personally, but I'm using that as an example. Yeah. In this one, this cuts off every week. Now you got the 2 episodes, but then you're going to get 1 a week.
Yeah.
Whereas you might in the theater, let's say this was all one film, one story, the same thing. You wait for it. You're intrigued, and you will wait to see what happens because you're going to get something of an ending. Right now, every week you're like, they're telling you, okay, see you next week. You got to learn you got to hook people. Now they hooked me, and obviously everyone here is going to go back. Yeah, but how many people watched the first couple of episodes? Normies or even look like Ninja. Our buddy Ninja didn't really care much for it. He'll probably watch the review.
Oh yeah, and I know the guys on the panel. The guys that were on Rhino's panel this morning, they were like, yeah, it's, and I was like, because Rhino was like, he had me on there because you know, like we know our comic book lore, so that's basically the reason why they had me on there so I can explain more. And he goes, yeah, that's cool and everything, but if they, and I do agree with this, if they keep dropping comic book Easter eggs and don't progress the plot.
Right.
The show is just not going to go. It's not going to work.
Look, this other than doing pretty much what the only thing we get in this one was out of the blue, and it was kind of cool and creepy a little bit. Ultron, your brother was killed by Ultron.
Yeah. Okay. That made me flip right there. I was like, she didn't just really say that, did she? And I had to rewind. I had to rewind I was like, right, but she just said that.
Until that point, nothing different had happened.
Yeah.
And after that, and then when he walks outside and then gets kind of the weird scene between him and Agnes and his neighbor.
I still think
it gets a little weird there, but the whole time it's just the same thing they did in the first episode.
Hey, and Clovey, I don't know if you agree with me on. I think Herbert is the High Revolutionary.
High Evolutionary was going to figure into this somehow, probably since he figures into Wanda's origin.
Yeah, his name's Herbert, and he says a lot of weird stuff that High Revolutionary would say.
He might be the High Evolutionary is part of one of her many different.
That was okay. The High Revolutionary made that. I forgot what the cow's name.
It's evolutionary, not revolutionary.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm just so nobody.
I know. I'm tired still because I did some stuff today. Yeah, but okay. Though that cow, I don't remember her name. Help. Bring.
The cow from Wendigo. I forget the name too. From Wendigo.
It brought Wanda and Pedro into the world. They delivered her.
That's correct.
So.
Yeah, and then they mistakenly thought they were Magneto's kids because they were Magneto's kids, so it got retconned by.
Yeah.
I guess it was Shooter and Michelini and Byrne and some of those guys when they did that Avengers comic. But
yeah.
But but again, Retro, like Retro Dickie said, he's not a big comic book dude, but he's into it too because he's into science fiction, fantasy, things like that. People like that'll probably also, and he likes the movies. Yeah. They'll stick around a little bit.
Yeah, well,
the normies,
this is the thing, and I said this, and I was glad they proved me wrong because I was afraid they were gonna just crap the bed this week. So, but they didn't. They kind of took it up a notch,
Yeah. Yeah.
So. I think it's definitely going to pick up later on in the season because if you look how they've structured the build up and the little tidbits here and there, it's very similar to Mandalorian because in the first 2 episodes it was a bit of a slow drive. We got little bits here and there of you need to go here, you need to go here. We found about a bit more information, and then episode 3 really took it off.
Yeah, that thing about that frustrated me because it was like, where are we going to take the babysitter to this week? That's the one thing that frustrated me about them. It was, where are we going to take? Where's the babysitter going to take Baby Yoda this week?
Well, for The Mandalorian, I loved the very first episode. A lot of people didn't like it because it was boring and dragged on, but for me, as soon as I heard the term crate dragon, I completely lost it.
Okay.
Because I'm just thinking crate dragon pearl.
Yeah, that crate dragon took from Knights of the Old Republic right there.
Oh yeah.
There was a ton of stuff in that episode that got dragged from Knights of the Old Republic. Which
sorry,
we still haven't got a remaster of that, and they still won't do anything with it, even though people have been saying for 20 years, hey, we would love Knights of the Republic stuff, Well,
I saw something that some of the people, not some of the people. You know how EA doesn't have the exclusive video game rights to Star
Wars. I would
Wars
love
anymore.
Obsidian to get the rights to do it.
Exactly, yeah. Everyone's shouting for a new KOTOR game. Yeah, so going back to that sort of stuff, I just loved the first episode, especially when the Jawas that took the crate dragon pearl out of the carcass of the crate dragon. I'm just I completely lost it because I hope they don't just leave that there as a tidbit to the old fans and.
Well, here's my problem. I will say this.
I see what you're saying.
I will say this. Along with WandaVision and The Mandalorian, they're good, but they need to up their game on it because just giving little member berries or little Easter eggs ain't gonna hold forever. People are gonna either get bored or they're gonna go somewhere else and they're gonna lose subscribers. To keep the subscribers on Disney Plus, they actually need to put content in there that people that read comic books and the normies want together.
Oh yeah, definitely.
This is Disney. This is where Disney has failed. They either pick one side or the other and try instead of trying to band the two sides together. Merging, they won't merge, and you can do that. It's been shown that has happened. Okay, Star Wars was an excellent example back in the day when I was little. Geeks and real people loved it.
Yeah, definitely. I think the only way WandaVision can step up from here is they need a heavy hitter at the end, and by that I mean one of the Avengers. So Doctor Strange is going to make an appearance right at the end of the show.
And they need to have Wanda have her reverse House of M moment too.
Yeah,
because
probably will.
Yeah. Oh, Daniel said. Oh, let me see what this says. Daniel said, "Not seen WandaVision yet. Is it worth a punt?"
I think you should wait the 4th down the punt, and only if you're keeping your own territory. Oh, I thought it was a football question. Sorry.
I know, Daniel. You got WandaVision, right?
If you have access to it and you're into the Marvel movies at all, and you like the characters, Daniel, I'd say definitely. So far, we're sort of liking it, but we have a reservation.
Yeah, but here's the thing, and we keep saying this. Next week is going to be the thing that tells what's going to go on.
If you're not that super invested or you're not reviewing it, you might want to wait and binge it, see what everyone says.
Yeah, like because I'm going to say this, and I said next week is where it's the proof is in the pudding next week.
Yeah.
I'm gonna by episode 4, I'm gonna need more.
Yeah, they're gonna need to really do some like stuff in 4 to keep people, because people are gonna drop out.
Some people really love it though. I mean, this has been kind of a strange. I don't want
to say. There's two, and I will say this: there's 2 camps. There's people that love it, people that hate it. I haven't seen any in between.
Well, I think Ninja was kind of an in-between. He said he's not really...
strongly about it. I can't say that now, because, when you go back and you talk about that, so...
Yeah, he's kind of... He's not impressed, but he's not, like, hating it, much either.
So...
I don't want to speak for him, I'm just saying.
Yeah. So,
It's tough to lock him in right now, though.
Robert Meyer Burnett said that same thing. He goes, it's... In another thing, and I will say this too, if this series has gotten people, they're smart doing this weekly instead of just putting everything out. Gary's right on that. If you put something out weekly, you have people constantly talking about it. I love binging, but if you've been like Cobra Kai, if they would have done Cobra Kai weekly, people are still talking about it, but it's dying down because they threw everything out at once. It was great. You cannot love Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai was awesome.
Yeah, I agree with that. The weekly model is the best for any TV show, especially these big hitters like WandaVision. Mostly because, like you said, it's because people are continuing to talk about it. It's like in the video game world, things like Among Us and Fortnite. Yes, they're still big, but they're slowly starting to fizzle down. Like less and less people are playing them. And the same thing with binge shows. If you watch all of a season in one go, like you guys were already saying, you'll watch it one go, talk about it for a few weeks. If there's a new bit of news surrounding the show, let's say 3-4 weeks down the line, people will drop a buzz about it, but then it will die down again. Whereas if you've got a weekly, let's say for 3 months straight, then you're going to have 3 months solid of hype. That's prime marketing opportunity for that show as well.
I agree. I like that format. I mean, that to me is very reminiscent of the olden days, particularly like when I used to watch Doctor Who. I mean, I like the old classic format.
Oh, yeah.
Where
me
you
too.
used to get an episode, you'd get a cliffhanger, and you'd be raring to watch the next episode next weekend. And I like that idea. So I agree with Ash on that. Definitely. I think it's the way to go. Definitely.
Yeah, especially how Pyramids of Mars and how Genesis of the Daleks were, Yeah. Cliffhangers.
Well, when Doctor Who was just making it early in the early 80s, we talked about that before, where the Tom Baker episode, some cities in America got movieized versions of episodes, which is really, I don't like. Here we have to get it in chapters, every day a chapter, and that was so much more exciting.
Yeah.
Also, it just leaves you wanting more.
Yeah,
exactly. If you have it, but it's got to be written well. You can't just have.
It's like I will say this. It's like with anything. If you have as much as you want, you're gonna get sick of it. If you have a little bit, and they give you a small amount, but you're still craving it, you're gonna want more. You want more, want more.
That's right.
Yeah.
That is correct.
The way to go.
Yeah. Well, it's an interesting show. I mean, I'm sure. Look, I'm going to watch it again before I talk a lot more about it. But the Easter egg stuff has been fun. There's a good buddy, Steven Seagal, has just ripped it up in terms of
I will say this: Fat Steven has done an awesome job at that.
Oh yeah, I had him on the other night, and he was just breaking some of this stuff down. He's going insane.
I wanted to get him on today, but I couldn't get a hold of him.
He does Lorena's show in the daytime. He's probably very tired. He does a lot of night streaming, but
yeah, I watch their shows too.
His channel he's doing a lot, but he is breaking these things down panel by panel. I mean, panel. I'm a comic book guy, frame by frame.
Yeah.
And, coming up with some crazy stuff, and runs it by me sometimes. Runs it by Culture Casino. He's on with him doing it, and he's having a lot of fun with that. So.
Well, that's another thing of this show has that they should have done from the start. Like, to be honest, that they're throwing in all this stuff. Like Ninja said, why are they We're not disregarding that. Why haven't they done this for 10 years when they should have?
What's that?
But why are they just now doing it in phase 4 where they're throwing in all these Easter eggs?
They've done it before, though. I mean,
I know, but they haven't done it as heavily as this.
Oh, they're nuts with it now, but this is the kind of story that lends itself more toward that, since it's a mind.
Yeah, and this is, and I've said this about the MCU. I wanted this for a long time. I wanted a proper Infinity Gauntlet, but we couldn't have it. That kind of, I wanted Adam Warlock. I wanted Spidey. I
wanted the Thanos from the comics, not the one we got in the movies. Great.
Yeah, I wanted that Thanos too. I mean,
great performance by Josh Brolin, but
yeah,
I love Infinity War, but it was not the comic book Thanos.
No, it wasn't.
I wanted to see the Thanos Hela storyline. Like as soon as I heard they were doing the Thanos stuff, I went back and read a bit of Infinity Gauntlet, and I saw that Hela's in there. And then, but when they did the stuff with Hela in Thor Ragnarok, I was like,
yeah,
wait, what? And then,
and I will say this: Ragnarok broke a lot of Thor lore too. With the movie,
right?
It broke tons of it.
Yeah,
it literally screwed over Thor to where,
Thor should be way more powerful.
Yeah.
Well, I love Mjolnir. What it did to Mjolnir pissed me off.
Yeah. It just.
I'm with you, Retro, though. The original Doctor Who. I mean, I love classic Doctor Who better. I like a lot of some of the Who, but man, I'm with you.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I gotta say that.
I'm an old school Doctor Who. And again, at least before it got completely run. I love up to the 50th. That's my cutoff point as a fan.
Yeah. I can see that. I know where you're coming from with that, and I understand that. I can go with that. But again, for me, as much as the woke writing was creeping in, I loved Peter Capaldi as the 12th Doctor. For me, he's the closest new Doctor that we'll get. Peter Capaldi is brilliant.
I think he's a great actor. I didn't like the way he was
got screwed over too.
Yeah, exactly. He did the writing again. He took abysmal scripts.
Just think some of his episodes were spot on, but a lot of them were screwed up. Think if he had a decent writer and a decent showrunner.
Yeah.
Oh, the Big Four would have been fantastic. Look, I mean, because I can't think of one episode of his I like very much at all. And the writing, here's something that I always get picked on about, but I'm stick with it. When it comes to the Doctor, even the crazy Colin Baker, there's one thing that runs through all of them. Even Hartnell softened up a little bit. The friendliness of the Doctor and the goodness of his heart, even when he got brash and when he got all out of sorts and when he acted like a jackass sometimes, you still had that streak of good and that strength of you could look at him and go, it's going to be okay. Gave to the audience. They didn't write Capaldi that way. They wrote him mean. They wrote him nasty. They kind of softened it a little bit later, but they automatically from get-go, they made him unlikable. And then add on top of that, following Clara around like a little puppy.
Oh, God, that annoyed the hell out of me.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Hey, Disaster, what's up, brother?
But again, it's I believe and Matt Smith was just really great. I mean, Matt Smith was better than his stories.
Okay, Matt Smith annoyed me at the time, but now if I go back and look, I'm like, Matt Smith really wasn't that bad of a doctor.
I think he was brilliant.
Yeah. When he was going around, my opinion on him was because I was pissed that we lost David and he turned into Matt, and I was like, but it took me time to grieve over David, and then it took literally his whole, because I ain't gonna lie, at his regeneration, I was cheering for Capaldi because I wanted Capaldi to be the doctor for like ever since they started.
Didn't he originally claim he was gonna try and stay there for his like 5 more years or something?
Capaldi wanted to stay, but the writers didn't want Chibnall and them didn't want him to be there.
Yeah, mind you,
he wanted to be the Tom Baker of this generation.
Yeah,
literally.
Yeah, it's a good job.
Chibnall doesn't know what he's doing.
No, he wanted to literally be the Tom Baker of this generation, but they got rid of him. They had gold in their hands, and they let it slip.
Yeah, they did.
They absolutely blew it.
Yeah,
such a great actor. It's just amazing. But see, I thought Smith was terrific because he had the toughest task of all. He's supposed to this really, really young dude who's got to convince you that he's a 2,000-something-year-old time lord.
And he had to follow up. He had to follow up David too.
Yeah, that's also a tough job. Sure, David Tennant's terrific, and
that's the reason why I wasn't too sure about Matt, because I was grieving for David. So I was just like,
Daniel. Clara is a total abomination that gets
you. Yeah, I got to put that on so we can I'm putting that on the stream so we can preserve that for eternity right there. We're preserving that one.
Yeah, the Clara show. Yeah.
I didn't really mind.
I don't think she was entirely bad.
Yeah. I didn't think she was bad until Matt Smith left. I mean, I didn't mind. I loved Oswin, who was different. I know. I liked first Clara with the snowmen, and I didn't mind Clara too much until after Time with the Doctor. Then they just wrote her insufferably. And again, it's not Jenna Coleman's fault at all.
I ain't gonna lie. I kind of cheer when she died.
But then she didn't even die.
Yeah, no.
Oh.
So Daniel, you're up there for eternity now. Claire is a total abomination against humanity. I had to put that up there. I love that, Daniel. Daniel's a legend. Let's just say that, guys.
The role of the topper.
Yeah.
Like Charlotte said about Matt. Yeah, he was so young.
Yeah.
I
mean, I suppose you could liken it to being like Peter Davison after Tom Baker.
A lot like that.
Yeah. Similar type of situation, really. Because he had to fill David Tennant's shoes, but he did an excellent job. He was fantastic.
Well, disaster. Claire should have been gone with Matt. She should have never came over the Capaldi.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely.
Claire should have ended it with Matt.
Yeah, definitely.
And then because it just didn't make no sense.
No.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's just terrible, and it's just ruined the show and all the woke crap. I mean, yes, there's no question nothing's worse than Chibi, and they took it to a whole new low level with their woke garbage. But Moffat did a lot of it too.
Yeah.
Pathetic. The guy used to be such a good writer, and I don't know, was he with all of his dumb crap? Was he apologizing for all the offensive shit he put in Coupling? Did you ever see that show? That was hilarious.
Oh, Coupling was hilarious, especially when they're at the funeral and they have the cup thing where you're stacking the cup.
Yeah, he sure didn't give a shit about woke then.
the giggle effect where you can't giggle and you're stacking the cups and you're like.
Yeah, look, when he wrote that show, I think he's repenting with his woke crap on Doctor Who because he sure didn't give a crap about woke on Coupling. That's one of the most way before there was even the term woke.
Coupling was hilarious.
Oh God, it was brutal. I loved it.
Yeah.
It was but now, I mean, can you imagine a modern day SJW watching that show?
What, you mean he wrote this?
Holy crap.
That's like modern day. That would be like modern day either watching Are You Being Served or Faulty Towers or Young Ones. And they're like, what is this crap? Why are they not being so... toxic males for, you know.
This is smack on head.
Like Daniel said, Clara was Moffat's midlife crisis. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta put that one up for Daniel too.
He just needs a sports car with it, and he'd be all right then.
They have a picture of Claire on the side of the car as he's going down the road.
And look, hey, Jenna Coleman, bless her heart, she didn't ask for all that grief. I mean,
no.
She was a perfectly sweet,
fine
lady, young lady. You know?
Speaking of people that were looked, did you hear that Daisy Ridley is getting a amount of crap from the Rylos now?
Again?
It's worse this time. The Rylos are actually sending her death threats and stuff now.
Why?
I think they've been doing that, right?
I think it's hilarious because that side always turns on one another. These are the people that said they love her and Kyle, and this is what I don't get. They always turn on one another for some reason. You don't see us doing that on our side over here. We're like, oh yeah, if we don't like a character, we'll complain about it for a bit. Then we're like, okay, we're moving on. You know? But they literally are sending Daisy Ridley death threats and stuff now.
What the hell for?
I was reading the art. Let me get it on my tablet. Here,
what are they pissed at? Are they still pissed at her for not being in the movie with what's his face or something?
I'm gonna.
I know in real life that Adam Driver's wife gets death threats because she dared to marry a person in the real world instead of these Raylos who don't know her or him or Daisy Ridley. They want the two of them to be together in real life.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
They want Adam Driver to leave his wife and marry Daisy Ridley, and her to leave whoever she.
Right,
that's when obsession goes too far.
Those are just so weird, man. Just, I'm trying to find it.
Yeah, and I can't stand
it's pretend.
Well, they're everywhere, man.
Yeah, I can't.
Oh well. No, I heard you though. It's just terrible stuff. Yeah, they've been around a while.
Yeah, they have.
Shippers.
Is Daisy Ridley? Here's a funny thing on Google. Is Daisy Ridley married to what was his name? These people are actually if he's married to that guy. This is a question. People also ask: is Daisy Ridley married to Adam Driver?
What?
I'm not kidding.
Well, Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers is right. Raylos are weird.
Absolutely, they are weird.
And Solo made no money.
Yeah, definitely.
I wish they were just weird. Weird's one thing. They are psychotic.
Another one was how much did Daisy Ridley get paid for Rise of Skywalker? People are looking that up.
Can we just say the whole shipping thing is weird in itself? I mean,
oh, get this one.
Sorry.
Okay. Another is Ray pregnant? That's
is
another
Ray,
look.
Not Daisy, but Ray, right?
Yeah, Ray.
Okay.
So
no, she's not
the
real.
Thing with the shipping thing between characters, it depends on how the characters are written and what type of fan is watching it. Because if it's just a casual fan with a level head, they'll be like, "Oh, I ship these two characters together just for the fun of it to see if they do get together," or you think they would do. Because I do the same with characters when I watch anime. Like I did the same thing when I watched Tokyo Ghoul. That's my favorite anime, and like two of the characters had very good chemistry. And I was like, oh, I ship those two characters together because they have good chemistry. They would work as a couple in the show. But the thing is with Raylos, that it just doesn't work. Like the way those characters are written, and that's more down to the writing and direction rather than issue of the actors. That's why I have a big issue with fandoms blaming the talent for the problems of the writers and directors. My brother's studying to become an actor at university. He's doing screen acting. And he's told me a lot of behind the scenes of what goes into being an actor. And I have a newfound respect for acting and actors. And a lot of the hate that's directed at actors isn't even their fault. Like, yes, if their acting is poor and they don't do a good job or anything, then we can say, oh, your acting was bad in this, you could do a lot better. But this is just level of obsession that's Clubber, and you were saying psychotic.
Yeah, and like I say, and I will definitely walk it back and say, if you're being a nice person and you're not sending death threats to anybody, ship away, man. Cheryl Shields, Charlotte. I'm sorry, Charlotte says. Cheryl, sorry. Yeah, that's a good one. And the thing is, I guess you could say that almost all fans are guilty of shipping in a sense. For example, if you're a fan of, let's say, Superman, and you think Lois Lane is a biatch, and you think Superman would be better with Lana Lang, I'm guilty of that.
I'm kind of guilty of that
I guess
too.
I was shipping. In fact, I'll give you another one.
I'm guilty of Clark double dipping, getting Lois and Lana. So
I don't know if that's called shipping. I'm also guilty of shipping. When I got
isn't that what Daniel said? That's what that is.
Shipping to the point of a. Sorry, carry on.
No, go ahead.
Shipping to the point of obsession is just unhealthy for the fandom and what you're watching. Like, if you're doing it casually, because like I do, like if you think the characters are good together, like you guys were saying, Superman and that other character, then that's fine. That's just part of fandom. Like, you think these characters work together and you'd want to see a story progress with them, go for it. But Raylos are weird. I will keep saying that. I will echo what Jeremy is saying.
Solo lost money. I got it.
And Solo lost money.
But Charlotte does make a good point, though. A lot of that has to do with fan fiction, which I have nothing against it. fan fiction started out. It wasn't on the internet. It started out. A lot of people don't know this. It started out at cons. Tables.
Oh, fan fiction just gets crazy. You should I haven't read it. I watched on the Graham Norton show. They had Michael Fassbender and the guy that played Professor X when X-Men First Class came out, and the fan fiction that was written between the two of them from people online is just absolutely ridiculous. It's like, how do people come up with this?
It's been around for a long time, and like I said, way before the internet.
I remember going back to cons, even back when I was little, and people were doing that back in the the late 70s, early 80s. People have been doing that they've been doing that for a long time.
There was Star Trek fan fiction on tables, like these little booklets put together with binders. Doctor Who fan fiction, and a lot of it.
The Leela Doctor ones. Oof.
A lot of it was fans just writing stories about their favorite characters and stuff, which was fine, but a lot of it was porn too. And
there was a ton of porn.
Now it's mostly porn. But you know what? It's all fine and good if you're doing that and you're not sending death threats to actors and crap like that. Tumblr away. Tumblr, do whatever you want to do.
Okay, I found the article. It said, what's going on? Ridley spoke with magazine about 1 year after release. Concluding, she said she tried to protect her personal life. She's moved on. What do I know when I signed on to Star Wars? There was nothing in my contract that said your life will be talked about. Woman, I gotta. If you are a knowledgeable person and you take the role of the Doctor, Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, Indiana Jones, Superman, Batman, anything that is huge, you're going to be talked about, right? So she says, it got to the point where I literally, so much of my life was out there. People knew my mom's name, my dad's name, my sister's. They knew what I did for a living. They knew what I ate that very night.
Holy shit.
She says that one person, she came out to empty her trash one night and there was like two guys digging through her trash.
Oh my God. Who is that? Is that Daisy?
Digging through her trash.
Is that Daisy you're talking about?
Yeah.
Wow. Like Charlotte made another good point about fan fiction there.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna put it up on the screen.
Make a set of then go for it. Yeah, make them all gay. Whatever. I mean, and they all are in fan fiction. They all are. Well, usually.
And here's this funny. This is even more funnier, right? Where she says, weirdly at the beginning of the year, none was coming through. I was like, oh, nobody wants to employ me. But then later on, she wasn't getting any work because everybody trashed her in the movie.
Who, Daisy?
Yeah.
We're talking about Daisy.
Yeah. Just a second. I think someone's knocking on the door.
Yeah, but that's not her fault. That's the writing and direction. Yeah. And really, the problem here is Kathleen Kennedy and the writing team. That they just need to go. Let Favreau Filoni take over. Repair Star Wars. Rebuild the trust. I mean, what they did in End of Mandalorian season 2 with Luke, that got a lot of interest and put the spotlight back on Star Wars.
Yeah, but here's the thing: it didn't heal. I would say it healed like maybe 5%.
It didn't like heal.
Maybe 5%.
It put the eyes back on Star Wars.
It created a lot of goodwill.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the thing.
They put the interest back on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everyone's now interested to see where it goes forward. Everyone's like, "Oh, great, Luke's back. What now?" I mean, we're seeing things like the High Republic.
Oh God! Don't get me started on that. Yeah.
I haven't read those comics. I don't know much about it. What does interest me about the High Republic, though, is the way they're telling the stories. I quite like how they're telling the story through different mediums. So part comic book, part movie, part show. That kind of thing, but the content obviously there's a lot of negative feedback for that, and the classic black female with the swish haircut and that you see in a lot of media. And
okay. What was it on? Was it on Geeks and Gamer? Or was it on Friday Night Tights the other night?
Yeah,
Gary, I don't know if you saw the picture where they said, "Oh, there's no black females," and it showed every single one of them. That was in it. They had like at least 25 of them up on the picture, and they all had the shaved head and everything.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't help that the people, the women writing these books, well, some men too, all of them have come out and said a lot of racist crap. But it's SJW racism, so it's okay. You know, they hate white people and also the kind of crap. So,
if you want to have a black female character, go for it. Just make it unique and to the story you're trying to tell. Don't try and copy things and this, that, and the other.
That's kind of like how they did with Miles Morales. You know, they didn't make their own character. They just made a black Spider-Man that nobody likes. Like, seriously, Peter's still around. Everybody knows Peter's Spider-Man.
He's was it Young Ripper calls him a tokenized character?
Yeah, I would love to get Young Ripper
he's great.
On like a thing on a stream one time.
But plenty of great, wonderful female characters. We all know that. But no, according to these people, there were never any until 2000.
Oh yeah, there wasn't, you know.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times now because they put this inside my head. If I'm watching something older, whether it's, I don't care, Deep Space Nine, whether it's an old Trek thing or anything, when I see a kid that I'm reminding myself, there's a really great female character in it.
Yeah.
And I'm going, oh, wait a minute, I thought
they say there was no black representation in any sci-fi shows.
Yes. Yeah,
but, and if you go to Red Dwarf, 2 of the main characters of the show are black.
And they're great characters. You know, you got Cisco. You got a lot of great characters. Again, because they're organically put in there now. You know, at the time when they put Cisco in as captain, it's true. It was actually a problem. There weren't as many, certainly no science fiction male leads who were black or leads at all. There were black leads on TV, but not as many. So you can understand them going, let's show this. And yet, the entire time of the series, the man's skin color came up absolutely once. And it was because it was an episode that took place in the 50s. It was talking about racism and science fiction in the 50s, if you'll remember that episode. The whole time, Benjamin Sisko didn't walk around saying, "Hi, I'm Black Captain Benjamin Sisko." He's just a man.
Yeah, and when you're on,
beyond that crap.
Yeah, when they were on Red Dwarf, you didn't see Lister and Cat go, "Hey, I'm black."
Never.
No.
They were just characters.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, I bristle at the term strong female character. I believe nobody's a strong character. They're characters. They're strong. They're weak. They're tough.
Yeah.
They're not tough. Human beings and even or made up beings.
Yeah.
A character has to have strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah.
Nobody's just strong to be strong.
Not the bestest. Not the bestest ever.
Exactly. Charlotte does have a point here. She goes, "I know. I'm nervous whenever I see a female lead in anything." Well, you have to be nowadays.
Yeah.
Like, seriously.
Nowadays, but older stuff, no, there's a lot of great ones before.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Like,
Space 1999, UFO, stuff like that.
A lot of the Treks, but again, they're Star Trek Voyager, whether you're a Voyager fan or not. That was the first, female captain in the regular series. By the way, the first female captain in Star Trek was a black woman.
Yeah.
In Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home. Yes, it was a few minutes. But the point being is a character is a character is a character.
Yeah.
Male, female, whatever. Yeah. And there are plenty of us who love female characters. Buffy, the Vampire Slayer, anyone?
Oh, yeah.
That was a great
Alien.
Yeah.
Again, I think that's why The Expanse is so successful, because a character is a character. Doesn't matter if you're black, white, gay, straight, yellow, green, blue.
And somebody brought this up the other day about that guys don't want to play women in video games. And
I saw that. I got so pissed off with that.
I was like, and you know what I did? Because I've taken pictures of my model in Cyberpunk and Avengers and a bunch of other games. I play female characters in all my games mostly. I will say I'm a little toxic because I like to see their butts jiggle around when they run and stuff.
Well, we're all toxic here.
Yeah. But even in and even in Mass Effect, I preferred female Shep over just Shepard because she was awesome. It didn't have anything to do with she was female because the lines her voice better.
The old PS1 Resident Evil games.
Yeah, Jill's awesome.
Yeah.
And they're like, and then Tomb Raider, they're like, oh, I liked her because she had pointy boobs. I'm like, it was because the game was actually pretty good for back then,
awesome.
Yeah. People don't understand that movies and games and stuff. They're like, well, you only liked her because I was like, I ain't gonna lie, it's nice to look at something decent while you're playing a game or something.
But the game was good.
They said for years that MCU they don't want female characters. Well, you know what? It wasn't the fans stopping a Black Widow movie. It was you guys dragging your feet in a Black Widow movie. If you'd put out a Black Widow movie in 2015 or 16 or whatever, people would have went to see it.
Dude, do you know that movie would have made at least
and it might be good, but if it's no good,
it wouldn't have made $1 billion, but it would have came pretty close to, like, I would say
it would. Look, the point being is people would go see it, and if it wasn't a good movie, that would happen. If it were good, that's all people would care about.
But now they're not going to make as much money because they dragged their feet on it.
That movie should have been made.
It's just like Time to Die, the Bond. Nobody wants that movie.
Now they moved it back to October.
Netflix turned them down. Get this. Netflix turned them down. Amazon turned them down. Apple turned them down.
This is just a stinker.
Woo. Yeah, every single platform has turned that movie down.
I love it.
That should tell you something.
Yeah.
So,
purposely created female characters. So, again, it's just a straw man argument, or if you'll forgive the sexism of that, straw person argument. When people say you just don't like strong female characters, I don't like strong female characters or strong male characters. I like characters.
Yeah,
if they're an interesting character, well-written characters, and they're neither strong or weak. They're people, even though they're fictional, and you write them realistically, even in a fantasy context, and that speaks for itself.
Yeah.
And just so happens with Doctor Who, I know this is just a downer for people like Chibi and even and others. most of the lady fans that I know of Doctor Who, and I know quite a few, most of the female, not all maybe, most of them will tell you no, they like the Doctor to be male.
Yeah.
I'm not all. And if you're a Jodie fan and all that, if you think the Doctor should be female, that's fine. That's an opinion. I think he's a male and should have always been one. But I know a lot of ladies that think he's a male. That's it. And when you say, what do you think about Doctor Who being a woman? I've talked to many of them, just asking their opinion. It's a bunch of crap.
Yeah,
I'm going to watch that stuff.
That's what's funny. BBC needs to do some research actually, and actually talk to their fan base, not the fan base that's the 1% of the fan base, the fan base that's been there for 40 to 60 years. You know,
turns out, I know this is a shocker. Men like to watch women, and women like to watch men. Who knew?
Oh my God, it's evil because you can't do that. That's sexist.
I would have never have guessed.
Now, I would have loved it, like everyone always says, a Romana series, or like the Doctor's daughter.
I would have loved to have seen.
I'd watch it all day long.
Yeah,
I would have loved the Doctor's Daughter series.
Yeah, that would have been awesome as well.
Well, think about this, and I came up with this, and I was like, okay, BBC, if you ever hear this, this is a free one. Make a Romana with the Doctor's daughter and make it into a series.
Yeah.
Romana and the Doctor's daughter, basically it would be the Doctor, but just his daughter along with Romana. So it would kind of be like old school, making a nod back to when Tom was around. Yeah. You know?
I would have been game. I would have been there.
But no. And Gary even said this. If they would have just left the Doctor alone and did a crossover and said, well, think about this. Think about this.
You know how the it would have been nice to see Romana put a TARDIS together in E-space, get out of E-space.
Or here's even another awesome one. How about Ace and Romana together, man?
Yeah.
Look, Ace was my favorite companion. I love Sarah Jane Robin. Ace, because I'm one of those few that loves the McCoy era, except there were a lot of bad ones, I admit it. Ace was always my favorite companion, or at least
I know she does damage.
With Sarah Jane.
Butt. Yeah,
I love her. I outed Charlotte. Sorry, Charlotte. I mean, I take it all back. I take it all back.
But they don't like Captain Kennedy doesn't understand. She's like, there's 40 years of history. I don't know this. There's like 60 years of Doctor Who history, and they just throw it away. They're like,
just put it in the bin.
But at least the Force is female, so
Force is female.
I didn't know there was isn't that shirt that they made? Isn't that gendering the Force? Are they supposed to gender people? Are you?
Yeah, I know.
I don't know. It's terrible. It's a shame. It's a shame.
It's not a bit one-sided.
Yeah, I did not know that the Force had genitalia.
Well, here we go. Let's end on a good note right here. That Solo lost money and Raylos are weird. Just
that is inarguable.
Yeah, and okay. I'm gonna go to each one of you guys. You guys gonna promote and put your spots out. Your stuff. So I'm gonna go to the baby of the group over there. Ish first.
Wow. Thanks. I'm not quite a baby, but I'll take it.
We're joking.
Only comparatively speaking, of course.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you guys want to watch more of my stuff, I'll be putting, hopefully, more videos onto YouTube. I stream on Twitch at eshsing. I stream RPGs. I do Ghost of Tsushima on Saturday and Days Gone on Wednesdays, 8 p.m. UK time. And eshsing here on YouTube. That's where my streams will go once they're done on Twitch. The quality should be better. I've got some new tech in, so it should be better. But yeah. And also follow me on Twitter, eshsing, Parler, eshsing, when that's back up. Hopefully it will be back up. And same on Minds as well.
Yeah, I've gone on there. I hope they don't take that one down too. Retro.
Thanks for inviting me on as well.
Oh,
it's been good.
You can come on anytime.
Great
okay.
to speak to you.
It is great to meet
come
you.
on. You can come on anytime, man. Like I'm gonna take the lessons of my mentor, Noel. Like, because helped me a lot. That sometimes you gotta let new people on so they can get discovered and they can go on to do stuff for YouTube. Because Gary did say this, and I will say this. Gary goes, one of these days I'm not gonna be around. And the next not generation, but the next people that needs to help take over YouTube, to fight the fight for the Phantom Menace and all this other
really,
stuff,
Gary and Az and Jeremy, like the big hitters, I was really inspired to do that. Like I used to stream on Twitch on and off like a couple of years ago, but now I really want to put more effort into streaming on YouTube, streaming on Twitch. I've been streaming on Twitch for about a month and a half now, and really, like I said, to fight the good fight, just to keep the fandom going for the fans, really.
And I will say this: we got to stay on YouTube and all these other platforms as long as we can, because Gary did make a good point. If we all turn tail, that's just going to split us down the middle. Tom said this too. We all got to fight the good fight, man. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So
yeah.
Retro, got anything to promote, brother?
Unfortunately, it's just me. I hang on Facebook. Fortunately I don't have any of the toxic applications.
Wait, I'll do some promoting for you. Okay. Metro and me are probably gonna come up with some live streams where he's gonna do show and tell and stuff. And some other stuff.
Nice.
So you guys be looking forward to that, because I'm gonna set some things up at Retro so he can stream with me and he can show off his goodies and be a show and tell time. Yeah.
Got some cool old retro PCs, arcade bits and pieces. So yeah.
Nice.
And Ish, I was thinking about trying to do some video game stuff too. So if you want to jump in on that one,
yeah, that'd be great.
Because I want to do like all. I don't stick to just one fandom. I'm all over. So in all the streams we've gone over the whole spectrum: Doctor Who, comics, movies, video games, everything. Every single stream.
Sci-fi, fantasy, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So that's what Retro is going to be doing. I'm going to be helping him with that.
Nice.
So because I know he can't do some stuff, so I'm going to be helping the brother out on that one.
Sound nice one.
Okay, Clavi, my oldest friend on here for a very long time. What do you got coming up?
Oldest in more ways than one, probably. Hey, man. Appreciate you having me. It was great to meet Ash, and it's great to see you again, Retro. Let's see here. Every Saturday night, as this Saturday night, and every Saturday night, the wonderful Raquel Briggs and I we were reviewing every single episode of Real Star Trek 66 to 05. We started just a couple of weeks back with the original series. We're doing it all in order, production order, and do 4 episodes each Saturday night. We got 4 episodes of original Trek this Saturday night. We're going to do them all. Animated series, Next Generation, movies, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, and Enterprise, doing all the real Trek. And it stops there because nothing else is real Trek after that. And Monday nights, we geek it out, probably talking maybe a little more WandaVision, but a lot of other, I do comics topics, as you know. I don't know what gave it away. Got a lot of stuff coming up.
And I may be popping up on there a little bit more.
We'll have you pop up sometimes, anytime, bro. Yeah. Let's see, doing a show soon about Starlog Magazine, looking back at it. A few some other things planned.
Oh, I've got a ton of old Doctor Who magazines.
Oh, nice.
I love. If you ever want to go through, you'd be appalled at how. Unfortunately, they're just in a cardboard box. You'd be appalled at how I could drag them out for you. I've got a stack of them.
I love the Doctor Who magazine. We got it over here, So, I love that, and I love Starlog, and so a lot of comic book stuff coming up. But of course, always Star Trek. Still Doctor Who when there's something to talk about. So, and thank you, bud. I appreciate it, Jed, for having me. You've been a good pal.
Anytime, brother. You know, I love to do this. Oh, thank you, Daniel. You're a legend as always, brother.
And yes, hail to the wonderful Charlotte and Daniel and all the other great friends in the chat.
They're awesome. And go to Daniel and Charlotte's channel too, because they do some great streams too together. You know.
Yeah, cool.
So, okay, I thank you everybody for coming. I hope I'm the growing pains with me, or I'm hoping I'm doing good and stuff. So
you're doing great, man.
I appreciate everybody that comes. Thank you, everybody that comes, and everybody knows all my socials because I like pour myself out all the time. So, so thank you everybody for being here. We'll see you soon.
Yeah. Cheers. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. See ya.
Lovely. Thank you.